something else in front of you. Something I think I'm always quite passionate about is gaming coming to the mainstream, in particular in the way that it's presented to consumers and customers, because it's always sort of been shunned by major sporting events. It's never been considered a sport. I think we saw Ninja on the front cover of I think ESPN or one of the magazines, basically, and that sort of established it. I've been seeing this progressively more and more, and in the news recently I saw this, which is all about ESPN becomes the official broadcast home for League of Legends. Let's put that into context. League of Legends is a multiplayer video game, strategy game, whereby and in these competitions there are multi-million pounds prize pools. These guys can walk away with 10 million plus, basically, as a group, and they're 5 or 6 players. That's serious money, and these events pack out stadiums. You know, I see football stadiums with less people in than these events. And now ESPN has picked this up, and will be showing, I think, 5 games over the year. And let me just start off with this quote here that was from ESPN's Vice President of Digital Programming. "We are excited to work with Riot Games to create innovative content opportunities around this amazing franchise system, showcasing one of the most popular esports in the world. With the LCS's spring split playoffs, allows ESPN to serve new audiences." That's a huge statement in the fact that they're saying they want to get into this marketplace. These audiences have always been here. They could be, you know, hockey fans, American football fans. Actually, they're also the same people that enjoy esports as well. And I love the idea that ESPN, such a big broadcaster, is bringing this to the fore. I know you've got some thoughts on this, Finn.
Well, one, they don't have a choice. There is no sport to film now. You know, where the Euros have been cancelled, Wimbledon's been cancelled, Premier League's off, and all that kind of stuff. And we both know that esports, it's massive, but it's been this underlying thing, because it's got to, if you think about that, and it's probably got to compete with the NFL or the hockey leagues or basketball or NBA and things like that. But now it's got this window, like, we've got nothing. Can you come and help us? And ESPN's done a clever move here. They've probably researched it, because within the esports world, League of Legends is the biggest one. And then I think, and somebody might shoot me for this, I think it goes Overwatch and Rocket League and all those kind of ones. Funny you brought this up, because I've recently just landed an esports client. Funnily enough, though, it's for F1 simulation, so Formula One racing. It's a full-on production. They're using OBS and different screens. They have commentators. They have profiles on the drivers. These guys are the biggest ones in Ireland, I think it is. And that one is not mainstream at all.
No.
Think about the Grand Prix season was cancelled, wasn't it?
Yeah. The next 5 races or something.
Yeah. If you watch this, they do a live stream every week. If you watch this, it looks like a race. Granted, a lot more crashes because a lot of people are sitting at home in their lounges driving and taking chances. But the take on this is like, what's to stop them? If you look at the graphics on FIFA today, for instance, who's to say you had 2 of the best FIFA guys in there and they do a complete fantasy match with like the 1995 United team versus the German World Cup team or something like that. And they put these fantasy matches on and people are still watching the game. It's still front of mind. We know in the news now that there's a lot of thing going on about TV rights with football teams, and they're going to lose a chunk of money because they're not screening these games. And who said, why can't they do something with that, like to fill it up? And esports is where it's at. You have basically got these digital athletes, these guys who are phenomenal at what they do. Trust me, I have tried. I am playing Warzone every night. I have a squad and we are getting our asses kicked left, right, and center. And then you watch these other players, the reflexes, and I don't know if you watch Twitch often. I love Twitch. I think it's amazing. I watch it to learn tips and all that kind of stuff. I remember people used to say, why would you want to watch someone play a game? And I thought that as well. But then when you watch it, it's kind of the same like watching a football game or something. You're watching other people do action.
Absolutely. There's no difference. It's a competitive sport and you're just watching one person play against 110 people, whatever it is, outplay them with the tools available. I think spot on there. And actually, you just reminded me. So Formula One obviously shut down 5 of its next races, I think, and instigating the summer break effectively. So they switched to online as well. And I didn't know how this was going to play out, but effectively, I mean, these guys spend half their career in simulators anyway. They have these simulators of all the tracks.
Exactly, I was going to say that.
Yeah, and so I've just got this on Instagram. This is where I saw it. This is them, basically all. I can't mute them; they're in my ears. I wish I could mute that. But effectively, they're all racing against each other, and they've got F1 esports because so they run competitions. I think they've been doing it for the past few weeks, basically. Different people, maybe 4 or 5 people racing against each other, all on consoles, pretty much. They probably have high-end gaming PCs for it because that's their job, and they have to do this, and it's how they memorize a lot of the tracks. But Formula One has already made that shift very quickly. I think they made it almost straight away. As soon as they realized that races were not going to happen, they're like, how do we feel this weekend? Because it's a current weekend as we'd normally be in Australia racing or in Canada racing.
It's gonna. I mean, the guys I work with at those things you show, they sell all the rigs for this. Like, they are phenomenal. Like, it's like a simulator in your home and things. And what it sounds like I'm trying to advertise them, but the whole thing is that if ESPN's going to do this, you're going to find Sky Sports is going to get involved. They're going to have to fill. They can't show classic matches or classic boxing matches. And one of the theories I had, which I found was quite interesting, that I think might have been the straw that broke the camel's back for ESPN, is the whole YouTube boxing thing. So the Logan Paul KSI second fight, I think it's called, what the hell is the company called? It's a weird name and I can never pronounce it. Anyway, the company that brought those guys in, and the money that was made from pay-per-view, I can tell you now that probably 9 out of 10 of those people who are watching that match are gamers, are that gaming audience. And they're people who will follow Ninja, or they'll follow, I was going to say Syndicate. Does he still play? Anyway, they will follow these people wherever they go. I mean, you saw when Ninja did that move to Mixer from Twitch. Nobody knows what it was. It was a couple $1 million that he made out of that. And they knew by him, we're going to get people over. And ESPN, they're not stupid. They're like, okay, we don't have content. We're the biggest sport network in the world.
Yeah.
What if we get involved with these guys? And then you'll probably find it won't stop after all this. When big sports come back on, they will have an esports channel because they've seen the ratings that come through.
Yeah, I think that is where a huge opportunity is. And obviously, they're talking about creating great content with this because actually, a lot of the time, these events, fine, yes, they'll be streamed, but they fill entire stadiums are filled with this sort of stuff. And then you've got all the pre-show, after-show collateral that goes with it. That
the rivalry is insane.
Well, exactly. You've got several teams here. Excuse me. You've got several teams here. It's not just 2 teams like a football match turning up and playing, and everyone goes away with a shirt. You've got what's it called? Jumpers, hats, everything going, drinks bottles. So all the merchandising, all the rights to this stuff, all the advertising revenue. If you thought the one driving factor of Formula One has always been its advertising revenue for its viewership, basically, that's what what's his name, Bernie, made all his billions off of. You talk about this. The revenue potentials are huge. I mean, these gaming companies, I think there's a gaming team called 100 Thieves, and I think they got something like 30 million invested in them. And one of the investors is Drake, basically. And they have just basically, and they're actually in, I think they're one of the games on League of Legends. They're one of the teams playing. 100 Thieves, one of the first ones against TSM on April 8th. So in 2 days' time, they'll be, when it's, these companies are not small. These teams are not small either. It's not just one or two guys.
I'm not really a big football fan, a big sports fan. I'll watch the big games. I'll watch World Cups and things like that. But I would watch this because if there's a Call of Duty league on, I'm a massive fan of Call of Duty. Being a massive fan does not translate into being any good at it. But I would go and watch and see how these guys do it. I'll be like, whoa, look how quick he changes weapons. I can go and try that tactic now on mine. I don't have to go and try somebody took at a goal, or
you don't have to be a football player to enjoy watching football. You can just watch it and enjoy the drama, the entertainment, etc. It's exactly the same with this. And ESPN are going to make it's a very smart move, and I think where some of the value will be interested to see, as you say, how they transport this into as other live events come back to the fore because they can do them again. What would they have learned from adopting esports, because they'll be doing live streaming? Will they do more that way as well? Will they transport some of that into
I
it?
think the success that they have with the esports is the live streaming, because there's no control, there's no TV powers that be and things like that. The other thing that you made me think of was if you watch, I mean, some of them are a bit cringeworthy, but some of the presenters and the commentators on these games, their jobs are going to change significantly if they become live TV broadcasters. There's no way you're going to get the current anchors or sports presenters presenting.
Yeah.
They won't have a clue. You know what I mean? So they're going to bring, the whole thing's going to come over. Like, it's going to be massive.
Professional. Well, I don't want to.
Sorry, carry on.
So I don't want to downplay it. I think you're right. It'll professionalize it a little bit, because you're right. There are probably people, casters right now, who are probably just people who are known in those circles. They are maybe a great gaming person. They're well known, but maybe they're not competing that year or whatever, and they're a caster. So either they bring their game up, but effectively the whole thing of ESPN being running this is going to bring the whole thing up to another level.
Even more money. The prize money will go through the roof. Like,
right.
I'm excited for it. So we'll see what happens.
I think that's what's going to change it. Is going to be the ad revenue for these types of shows. And that would change the prize pool. That would change the types of money is involved. Insane.
You can find like Nike launching a mouse pad, or you know what I mean, or like a gaming console or something like that. Because
if you're looking at marketing companies where they spend their marketing budget and they want to put it in front of their audience, yeah, absolutely. They're not going to keep pushing it onto YouTube and Instagram if they can get straight to that person at an event and provide the entire team with the latest Nike shoes. They're not running anywhere, but they're going to be seen to be wearing them.
Let's when ESPN starts broadcasting, let's come back to this. Just have a look.
I tell you what, we should tune into an episode and into a show, and I'd like to see how it kicks off, because I'm going to be looking at it critically in terms of seeing how they're managing certain things and just how they bring things up to another level. That's always the exciting part for this, because right now I think there are companies out there who do esports broadcasting very, very well. ESPN's just going to be on another. Well, hopefully they don't break it, but it'll be on another level.